Pakistan's Gilgit move. Remember, we just told you.
A committee which is reported to have been established under the chairmanship of Mr. Sartaj Aziz. As you perhaps are aware, the report of the committee is shrouded in some sort of secrecy. It has not been made public. So it's not my intention or practice to comment on media reports. However, it is a matter which pertains to sovereignty of India, and therefore I would say that the position of the government is very well known. The entire state of Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part, has been an integral part, and will be an integral part of India. And no attempt, no unilateral attempt or a step to change that or attempt to change that would have any legal basis whatsoever, and of course it will be entirely unacceptable. I would also say that any such a step will not be able to hide the illegality of the attempt and the illegality of Pakistan's occupation of parts of Jammu and Kashmir, which it must vacate forthwith. It will also not be able to hide the tremendous and very concerning human rights violations and the denial of freedom that have been going on in those parts under Pakistan's control for the last 70 years. Seema. For some reason, my right side is always more active. So these are the right honorable members. Seema.
Gopal, I wanted to ask you about Nepal. You know, the Madhesis have pulled out, and the Prime Minister has said that the delineation of the districts would not happen now, it would happen.
Report by a committee which is reported to have been established under the chairmanship of Mr. Sartaj Aziz. As you perhaps are aware, the report of the committee is shrouded in some sort of secrecy. It has not been made public. So it's not my intention or practice to comment on media reports. However, it is a matter which pertains to sovereignty of India, and therefore I would say that the position of the government is very well known. The entire state of Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part, has been an integral part, and will be an integral part.
All right, let's go across to my colleague Rishabh Gulati for more on this. India very clearly and summarily, Rishabh, rejecting that proposal, even though it came from a Pakistani TV channel. India making its position very clear on Gilgit Baltistan.
Yes, absolutely right. And drawing that caveat, but one very interesting thing what the MEA spokesperson has just said, Athar, that he has raised the issue of Pakistan human rights violation in that specific area. So he's referring directly to Gilgit Baltistan. We saw visuals of protests happening in Gilgit Baltistan coming out just a few weeks ago, Athar. And India, after having very famously, the Prime Minister took up the issue of Balochistan at the Independence Day arrest, has now taken up very directly the issue of what is considered as Pak violations within Gilgit Baltistan. So a different tangent, a different track has been adopted here by the Ministry of External Affairs, not only rejecting Pakistan's move, which we can reject diplomatically, Athar, but we can't do much more to influence it rather than reject them. If Pakistan wants to, in cahoots with the Chinese, annex Gilgit Baltistan, there is very little we can do on the ground to change that. Exactly. So we can reject it in international fora, but the fact that India has decided to raise the specter of Pakistani activities in Gilgit Baltistan, which was until now, at least on the face of it, supposed to be an autonomous area in Pakistan, that shows a clear change of tack by the government at this time, Athar.
Clearly, Rishabh, you hit the nail right on the head. We can, of course, reject it. We can raise it in the international fora. Very much, a little bit India can do on the ground if Pakistan decides in cahoots with China to actually go ahead with. Thank you, Rishabh, for those details and the perspective. We'll move on now.